This is the budding light of hope and knowledge, the delight of Sri Prakash educational institutions, spreading academic brilliance in all directions.
Hey Kirti, how is your day in school?
I feel great studying with my friends.
Guess what? It's lockdown from tomorrow due to COVID-19.
Wait, what?
Hey, how are your online classes going on?
Yeah, they're great. I thought it would be difficult for me.
Okay, are they clear?
In fact, online classes are way better than school
Why do you think so?
because it's easy to study and moreover you can spend a lot of time with your family.
But few days back you said you like school.
Well, I changed my mind.
You know what? I got message from your school. Your schools are opening from September 5th.
What? But I got used to online classes. I don't want to go to school. This is what irony means. Irony is an event that seems contrary to what one expects.
Namaste students, I am Varahalu, one of your language teachers. I am very glad to meet you all. How are you? Are you ready to attend today's online classes? Have you watched the video that was played before my introduction? You saw there were many unexpected things happening in everyone's life. In our lives also we aspire something, but we have to accept something. Today's story is the cop and the anthem, in which a young boy wanted to be in jail and he attempts to be arrested by the police, but all his attempts fail, and how his life turns, we can see in the story. In this lesson, we are also going to learn about the figure of speech irony. I hope every one of you would like this video and learn about the cop and the anthem and the figure of speech irony. I wish you happy learning. The aim of this video is to learn about the story, the cop and the anthem from supplementary reader. Agenda is enhancing language skills of listening, speaking, reading and writing, which are also called as LSRW skills. Enhancing comprehensive skills, knowing about the figure of speech irony, learning moral of the story, the cop and the anthem. Read the cop and the anthem from supplementary reader An Alien Hand. Learn about the figure of speech irony. Grasp the moral of the story, the cop and the anthem. Answer the questions given in page number 29 of An Alien Hand. Word in focus. Today's word is realize. Realize is a verb meaning to become aware of a fact or situation. Conjugation realize, realized, realized, realizing, realizes. Derivatives realizable, realizational, both are adjectives. Realizability, realization, both are nouns. Realizationally is an adverb. Usage. Henry's mind now realized the fact. Realized is a verb. The realization of the plan took several years. Realization is a noun. About the author O. Henry. His real name is William Sidney Potter. He was born on 11th September 1862 at Greensboro, North Carolina, CSA, which is now called as USA. He was died on 5th June 1910 at the age of 47 at New York City in USA. His pen name is O. Henry. His occupation is writer. Language of writing is English. His nationality is American, and genre is novel, short story, and poem. His most famous stories are The Gift of the Maggie, The Cop and the Anthem, A Retrieved Reformation, The Duplicity of Hargraves, The Caballero's Way, etc. His stories frequently have surprise endings. Let's know the definition of anthem, a song that has special importance for a particular group of people or an organization or a country. Another definition is a musical setting of a religious text to be sung by a choir during a church service, especially in Anglican or Protestant churches. Let's listen to different kinds of national anthems of different countries.
از افق مهر خاوران
Amodis daors khwashuap trindeba
Lupa ng araw ng luwalhati at pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo.
Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé.
Oor ons ewige gebergtes waar die kranse antwoord gee.
Australians, oh let us rejoice.
Nous serons tous unis.
Toen weer uw jamais.
And make our nation strong.
गणमनाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाए तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे
Before we go into the details of the cop and the anthem, let's listen to a song on police and thieves and also watch a cartoon on cop and thief.
Police and thieves in the street, fighting the nation with their guns and ammunition. Police and thieves in the street, oh yes, scaring the nation with their guns and ammunition. From Genesis to Revelations, yeah, but the next generation will be, hear me, all the crimes committed day by day, no one tried to stop it in any way.
Soapy, a homeless and jobless man who notices once in a cold night on his park bench that he has to try to do everything that is possible in order to get into prison for 3 months to protect himself from the winter. His first attempt to get into jail is to dine in an expensive restaurant and to tell the waiter that he cannot pay the bill. When Soapy goes into the restaurant, the head waiter has thrown him out because of his outward appearance. For his second attempt, Soapy throws a stone into a shop window, but this attempt also fails because the policeman doesn't believe that a real lawbreaker would stay still waiting to let himself voluntarily be arrested. When the policeman sees a man running along the road, he assumes that the running man must be the culprit and pursues that man. In his third attempt, Soapy eats in a restaurant and says that he cannot pay the bill. But the waiter doesn't call the police but calls another waiter and both throw Soapy on the street. As Soapy fails in his attempts, he behaves as if he were drunk in front of a policeman. But the policeman ignores Soapy because all the policemen had been informed that the students from Yale are celebrating a party that night. Even his last attempt of stealing a man's umbrella fails because the man had stolen the umbrella from somebody else before. When Soapy walks along the road, he suddenly stops in front of his childhood home, sees a soft light shining from his window, recollecting his happy, peaceful moments and sweet music. There was a sudden, wonderful change in his soul and would like to find work.
Are you listening?
The nature of sound. It's a pattern of vibrations. The nature of sound. Moving through the air to make music.
Listen, it's all a matter of vibration. You see the unifying thread. Pulses put the eardrum into motion. It's all a a matter of vibration.
Music changes us, inspires and moves us.
Vibrations made into intricate designs.
Music connects us to ourselves and to others. Song lies at the core of life.
The rhythm of the music. The rhythm of the music.
Science in music.
The rhythm of the music. Music changes us, inspires and moves us. The rhythm of the music reaches all of us and unites.
At the same moment as Soapy decides to start a new life, a policeman comes to him and arrests him because he is not allowed to stand there. Soapy is submitted to the court and the judge pronounced the judgment saying 3 months prison on Blackwell's Island. Soapy is condemned to 3 months in prison as he had wanted it all the time. In this story, figure of speech irony is used. Irony means a contrast between what is expected and what actually happens. Let's have an activity. Find out the irony in the story The Cop and the Anthem. Please pause your video and complete the activity. Moral of the story: all of us do wrong things in life. There are times when we realize what we are doing is wrong. The important thing is to realize our mistakes and make efforts to correct ourselves. The path of our lives have the most unexpected turnings, so we should negotiate them carefully and correctly. The Cop and the Anthem covers the life of Soapy, a homeless man living in New York City. When it's warm, Soapy lives in Madison Square Park. Now that winter is coming, the park will be too cold. So, Soapy decides to do what he has done for several winters. He wants to get himself arrested so that he can spend the winter in jail. Soapy decides to get arrested by eating in a fancy restaurant and then not being able to pay for the meal. But the waiter doesn't allow him inside by looking at his appearance. Next, Soapy breaks a shop window. Since he doesn't run away, the policeman doesn't believe Soapy is responsible. After that, Soapy finds a cheaper restaurant to try his plan. He gets in and eats a meal. When Soapy says he can't pay for the meal, the waiters refuse to call the cops and toss Soapy out on the street. Soapy behaves as if he were drunk in front of a policeman, but policeman leaves Soapy because they have received orders to let the students shout as they are celebrating a party at that night. Finally, Soapy steals a man's umbrella, claiming it is his, but the man confesses that he found it at a restaurant, so he doesn't call the policeman watching them. Soapy gives up his attempts to get arrested. On the way, he finds his childhood home, soft light shining from his room. He recollects his happy, peaceful moments and sweet music. There was a sudden and wonderful change in his soul. Soapy realizes that he can have a better life than this. Inspired and feeling empowered, Soapy begins making plans for the future. He wants to find a job. Soapy thoughts are interrupted by the law. The policeman arrests Soapy for loitering there. The next morning, a judge sentences Soapy to 3 months imprisonment. I hope every one of you have understood the story, The Cop and the Anthem. I feel every one of you have grasped the moral of the story, The Cop and the Anthem. I hope every one of you have understood the figure of speech irony and how it is used in English. Please answer the questions given in page number 29 of your supplementary reader. Thank you very much.